However, as if fate resolved on depriving the prisoners of their last chance and making them understand that they were condemned to perpetual imprisonment, a new misfortune befell them. The gallery on the seaside, which had long been in ruins, was rebuilt. They had repaired it completely, and stopped it up with masses of stone, the hole that Dante partly filled in. But for this precaution, which, it'll be remembered, the Abbé made to Edmund, the misfortune would have been still greater, for their attempt to escape would have been detected, and they would have undoubtedly been separated. Thus, a new, stronger, and more inexorable barrier was interposed to cut off the realization of their hopes. "You see," said the young man, with an air of sorrowful resignation to Faria, "that God deems it right to take from me any claim to merit for what you call my devotion to you. I have promised to remain forever with you, and now I could not break my promise if I would. The treasure will be no more mine than yours, and neither of us will quit this prison. But my real treasure is not that, my dear friend, which awaits me beneath the somber rocks of Monte Cristo. It is your presence, our living together 5 or 6 hours a day, in spite of our jailers. It is the rays of intelligence you have elicited from my brain, the languages you have implanted in my memory, and which have taken root there with all their philosophical ramifications. These different sciences you have made so easy to me by the depth of the knowledge you possess of them, and the clearness of the principles to which you have reduced them. This is my treasure, my beloved friend, and with this you have made me rich and happy. Believe me, and take comfort. This is better for me than tons of gold and cases of diamonds, even were they not as problematical as the clouds that we see in the morning floating over the sea, which we take for terra firma, and which evaporate and vanish as we draw near to them. To have you as long as possible near me, to hear your eloquent speech, which embellishes my mind, strengthens my soul, and makes my whole frame capable of great and terrible things, if I should ever be free, so fills my whole existence, that the despair to which I was just on the point of yielding when I knew you, has no longer any hold over me. And this is my fortune, not chimerical but actual. I owe you my real good, my present happiness. And all the sovereigns of the earth, even Caesar Borgia himself, could not deprive me of this." Aw, got a little heartfelt moment here with Dante and Faria. And you know what? Dante, I don't think, has changed enough as a character for me to disbelieve him here. I totally buy that he believes in his soul that this is the real treasure, and that anything else beyond this is, well, in his words, a dream. I don't know that it'll end up being a dream, but, this is creating a kind of moral center. We haven't talked about Dante's reformation of a character yet, as he was bore down to dust, essentially, as he says here, that, he was just about to yield to his despair. He's been being built up since then, mentally, intellectually, emotionally, even before all this imprisonment stuff. Yes, he was excited, and I have no doubt that he loves Mercedes, but his expression of love is touching here in a way that I don't think Dante would have been capable of expressing before imprisonment. I think he recognizes all of this, and he is giving folks, I just recognized something. He is giving a heartfelt and authentic profession of love to Faria here, and there's only one reason he would do that. There's really only one reason. Narratively, there's really only one reason he would do that, and I think we're gonna say goodbye to Faria, folks. I think Faria is on his way out. There's no reason that Dante would go this far in his profession of love for Faria if there wasn't going to be another time for him to do so later. Now, I'm not talking in the characters' heads, because they don't know, but to Dumas, writing the story, he knows something's coming down the line very soon, and needs to say a few things, needs his characters to get a few things out, if he's going to have this kind of moral engine in them later on. So, oh boy, yeah, I think that title, The Third Attack, is probably not a good sign. It might be worth mentioning, too, that Dante in this passage is really embodying the type of Dumas character that he wrote very often, or at least in some of his bigger stories, as well as like embodying a grander theme that I think Dumas plays with a lot in other characters and stories, which is that nobility isn't something you're born into, but something that comes from character and education, learning, loyalty, these character traits that are noble, not that you can just be born into it. And I think that maybe is why there was such a kind of scathing depiction of Alexander VI and Caesar Borgia in the last chapter. But you see it, in The Three Musketeers, you're seeing it here, and in a handful of his other stories it comes up, and this just feels like a great encapsulation of that idea that education, intellect, moral virtue is what liberates people, not wealth, not station in life. So just something to track as we move forward. But that's about all I've got for today. Let's join us here again tomorrow for more of Chapter 19, The Third Attack. Oh boy, folks. I'll see y'all here then tomorrow, okay? Goodbye. The Countdown of Monte Cristo is part of the Gruntwork Podcast Network. This show is produced, edited, and hosted by Landon Solano. The original text of The Count of Monte Cristo by Alexandre Dumas. Theme song by Magic Solo. If you want to support the show and others like it, visit patreon.com/gruntworkpod. Thank you for listening. See you tomorrow.